What's going on, guys? Zach here, GetWrestlingStrength.com, CrazyDog.com. Gotta get my dog her tennis ball. Got a great question that came through the email from a parent, and you know, this could be for the GetWrestlingStrength.com website. This could be for ZachEvanish.com. It's really about coaches and athletes, and the parent asked me, you know, what do you do for a kid who needs a lot of external motivation, meaning you always have to say, come on Johnny, you could do it, come on Johnny, let's go to the gym, come on Johnny, you could push, and you're always pushing that kid. And I said, man, I'm super intrigued by the psychological aspects of sports performance and what it takes to be a champion. And I said, you know, I've seen kids that don't work hard, they skip practices, they just don't put in the effort, they don't put in the time. Maybe they even do drugs on the side, and then they go off and achieve high levels of performance and success as an athlete. Now, I wouldn't call that a champion because of the lifestyle that they live, but then you've also got some kids that just work their tails off. They do almost everything right. I mean, they're just really dialed in. They work extremely hard. They push the envelope. They're the hardest worker in the room. They're the hardest worker outside of the room, but they always fall just shy of, you know, kind of being good versus great. Hold on, buddy. Hold on. Daddy's doing a video. So there are many intangibles. What if a kid, let's say, trains, you know, let's say wrestlers, trains at a wrestling club, goes to the underground strength gym, doing all these high-level things, but then when he goes to his school, that coach and that kid's teammates are completely satisfied with mediocrity. They're like, we're good enough. You know, they don't get upset when they lose. They don't work that hard during practice. What happens there is there's this huge disconnect of excellence in one or two areas of his life. And then he goes to another area of his life and there's all mediocrity. Or maybe mom and dad are super supportive, but the kids' coaches are not supportive. Maybe they're very negative. They're always degrading. They don't know how to lift that kid up. There's all these intangibles and things that we can't figure out. So eventually, an athlete must, you know, dig deep on his or her own and figure out, hey, I've got to do everything it takes to be a fighter, to win. Obviously, ethically, everything that it takes, not, you know, unethically and doing, you know, the wrong things. But eventually it falls on the athlete's shoulders. Sometimes it has to do with timing, a time in their life. Sometimes it has to do with other things that they're doing. Are they reading the right books that inspire them? Watching the, you know, the inspirational movies, documentaries of other athletes who have achieved greatness. There's all these intangibles, but, you know, the outliers, you know, the ones that, you know, cheat and do the wrong things and still succeed, that's an outlier. They are a rarity. You know, the majority of successful athletes, eventually somebody has a heart-to-heart with them and says, look, if you want to win at the highest levels, it's going to be up to you. And, you know, sometimes when we train athletes at the underground, there's 10 kids, 20 kids, but the hard time is when it's just you or just two others or it's a small group. Now we're going to see how hard you want to work when there's nobody around you to inspire you and fire you up. You know, how hard are you willing to work when nobody's looking, nobody's watching? So there's a lot of things, you know, that go into becoming a champion and succeeding. The toughest parts are the coaches. You know, do they have a consistent greatness effect around them? If not, there's too much inconsistency. Support at home, no support at the school. Support with the strength coach, no support at the school. Support with the club coach, no support at the school. Or just support at the school, but then no contact outside of the season. All of these things come into effect into the, you know, overall what it takes to be a champion factor. So what's the ultimate answer? Work your ass off, train not just hard, but train smart, and find mentors who have helped others achieve big levels of success, because they have created a blueprint that's there for you to follow. You know, success leaves clues. It's not really a secret. I'm Zach from GetWrestlingStrength.com, ZachEvanish.com, Underground Strength Gym. Hit the links below. Thanks, guys.